do. It's dumb.
I was about to ask if that was something you had to do.
We are currently live.
All right.
Oh, okay.
We're starting soon. I'm gonna go around, make sure we're everywhere we're supposed to be, and do the sharing and all that other crap.
Man, I gotta get some new light bulbs in this room. My fucking lighting sucks.
Yeah, I
I
gotta.
feel like I'm like super low.
All right, there we go. We are live here. Share. Now public. Share. More options to a group.
Do that.
All right, we're live there. Are we live on Twitch?
Yes, you are live on Twitch.
Sweet. All right. All right, is everybody ready?
Let's do it.
You know, hope for the most.
All right, let's see here. Let me. All right. And all right, here we go. And we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast Episode 26, the mature and nerdy podcast for immature people. I am your host, Griff Moore. We have the full crew again here once again tonight. We're going to go in reverse order. We got our boy Wild, Solib's Fan
We're
Ron.
ready for it. What's going on?
And, well, other side. The Caramel Prince,
What's going on?
aka TCP. Oh, what's been going on, guys? Everything been going good?
Oh yeah, as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I saw
everything's good.
I saw all those tracks coming, so I'm gonna have to get those and listen here soon.
Yeah, it was taking me a minute to send you those because I had to go through this huge list where I was like, man, I was trying to remember like what was actually complete and what wasn't. I got more songs that are incomplete than ones that are complete.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh,
See that?
Always at work.
Yeah.
oh. So, all right, DCP, what you been up to this week?
I was on travel for work for a good portion of it, so doing good work things, working in the cloud. I can only tell you all so much, or I'm going to tell you so much, but that was cool. Some inner cloud communications going on, which we were all really excited about. Other than that, not too much, man. Been chilling, taking it easy. Gonna revisit the Batman games before Gotham Knights come out. Yeah.
Is there a new one coming out?
There's Gotham Knights. I don't know. I can't remember if it's fallen like under the the Arkham hierarchy. I feel like it's made by the same people that made Arkham, the Arkham trilogy. But
I can't say I'm familiar with the new Batman game.
yeah, it's co-op too. So you're gonna play as you get to play as like everybody except for Batman.
Huh.
So
Of course.
you get Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batwoman, Batgirl,
So cool though.
Catwoman. I feel like Catwoman's in it. No, I don't think Catwoman's a playable character.
So basically the Bat family.
Yeah, it's the Bat family except for Batman.
Interesting. That'd be really cool though, because there's definitely be an interesting dynamic there with, Red Hood just basically not fitting in.
Yeah, I think you just go with him. You can just go berserk and you do whatever the fuck you want.
Now, is it co-op 2 or 4-player?
I think it's only 2-player. It's only 2-player co-op. So you can either play by yourself solo, and then I don't know if they have an AI running around because like I think you can just choose whoever you want to be, It's not like I don't think there's like certain missions that only have certain characters. Then you
What
choose who you want to be, and then go on
yeah.
missions.
Typically, what those type of games do is there'll be like certain puzzles that only certain characters can do,
Mm-hmm.
and to unlock everything, you'll have to go back through with each character to get it.
No, that would make sense.
And all right. What about you, Salops? What's been going on?
Oh, pretty much just a lot of the same stuff, you know, just grinding on those beats, doing the work thing.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah,
trying to play a couple of games. You guys played that game, Riders Republic? You guys into sports games like that?
I saw it and I kind of want to get into it. It looked
It's a pretty cool game. Like if you like BMXing, snowboarding, jetpacking through the sky,
okay.
man, it's not realistic at all. It's very exaggerated. And
Yeah.
it's like super arcadey, but it's kind of why I like it. I like games that are just ridiculous like that. So
Yeah.
I've been putting some time into that game whenever I got a chance. But as far as games go, I haven't really been playing too much.
Yeah, it's cool.
Kind of like SSF.
I think it's made by Ubisoft, and Ubisoft had another one. They had like another snowboarding game. It was like open world. I completely forgot what it was called.
It was an older one. It's made by the same company actually that made Riders Republic. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Steep. I think that's what it was
Yes, yeah, it was called Steep, and
Yeah.
it was it looked like a precursor to what they were going to do with Riders Republic. And I definitely know what you mean by
Essentially.
like arcadey. I definitely saw
It-
clips of people like mountain biking, and then they just jump off a cliff, and all of a sudden they're just in a wingsuit.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
crazy. It's
that.
crazy.
They're on skis all of a sudden. You're just like,
Yeah, they
Right,
got
he
these
just
multi
pulls it out
races
of
where-
Hermione's pouch.
Yeah, they got these multi races where you'll go through like checkpoints, and then all of a sudden it'll switch whatever you're using at a certain point. It is different to say the least. I like the idea of it. It has no real story or anything. It's just a big, huge open world for the sake of just letting you just, you know, engage in
Go
those
crazy.
crazy high octane sports. You know,
mm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
it
Yeah,
was definitely a fun one if you like those games. It kind of feels like Tony Hawk if you've you know, played those games. The way the combo system works and everything.
Mhm.
But you can
Okay.
use like the analog stick or the face buttons. It's just kind of whatever you want to do. They got tons of controller options for you to set it up the way that hopefully you'd like it.
I never really thought about something like that. Okay, that's pretty cool and inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I hopped into Forza for a little bit, and it's like I enjoyed it was nice kill time, but just don't see myself investing hundreds of hours into it. But I could see
Nah, not
there like
hundreds, maybe tens though.
I can
Yeah,
definitely see, you know, how somebody could dump 1,000 hours into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm already there. I don't know.
Like
Going
I
every
started
day.
I started having a lot of fun when I finally figured out how to like go in and like set up my own decals and things like that. When I got into that, then it's just like, okay, now I can like some artistic expression, and yeah.
You gotta be careful. Somebody made a Kim Jong Un wallpaper, and they got banned for 8,000 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I see Wild Space. Yeah, they got banned till December 31st, 9999.
Yeah, well,
9999.
that's that game, and then also future games.
I don't know. I don't see
Multi-life
the problem with
sentence,
it. He's never going to see it.
right? Oh, I know, right?
I think at that point it's just time to make a new account.
Yeah, just go ahead and scrap it. Call it a day.
That's it.
Oh man, wait.
Oh.
No, you. Yeah, I guess like you would have to set up like a whole new email, the whole nine.
You might have to move too. I don't know if they IP banned it.
Remake your whole
it wouldn't-
online life.
Go get a new Series X. Good luck.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
yeah.
You got Mac banned too. Gotta buy all
Yeah,
new
yeah,
hardware.
yeah.
Oh, what about you, Wild? What you been dubbing into?
I mean, Outriders has been the thing right now. As y'all already see, your boy already festive with the Christmas tree. That was an absolute blast doing. And then, of course, just waiting for campaign for Halo to come out, and then the new Warzone map's gonna be coming out this week as well.
Oh, that's
So
all right,
this week's gonna be a pretty lit week.
So even though I'm like kind of excited to see how they turned Halo into an open world, and try to experience that, even though like I'm very salty on Halo. I'm a Sony guy, and I always look at Halo. I was like, Microsoft's saving grace to be able to push consoles. I'm actually excited to see what Halo. But like I saw that some of the campaign can be beaten in 8 hours because there's an achievement to beat the game in 8 hours or less.
All right.
Okay.
So
So I
probably
think
take me
everyone's
about
just
25.
Challenge accepted.
I think a lot of people,
Challenge accepted.
especially on console, man, I'd be kind of butthurt, man, if it's like you're paying $70 for a game and then just blast through the campaign.
Well, Halo's always been about the multiplayer, though, hasn't it?
I was about to say,
the
like, Halo's all
multiplayer
about
is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiplayer is free to play, so
Well, the campaign's
Yeah,
going to
they're
be on
doing the whole
Gamepass too.
Call of
isn't it?
Duty thing now.
I mean, yeah, the game is going to be on Game Pass, but I mean, you're technically
Not
still
free,
paying for the
but-
game. Yeah,
Not
it's a
free, but-
service.
Games as a service. That's the thing now.
Yeah, it's
Game Pass is
smart,
killing it. Game Pass is killing it, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. I don't think Sony can really compete with it with their plan, not unless they add more to it.
I got something to say about that, but I'll wait till we get to that topic.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew it.
It's not positive. It's not positive. I'm like Sony, y'all.
I
fucking
knew
dumb.
it.
yeah, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this here. All right.
Mhm.
Sorry. Been a little flummy today. All right. So Activision Blizzard has announced they won't be at the Game Awards. And in my notes, I put no shit. You got to come out with something. You got to have a game. You have to have something to announce. And with all the BS that you put on, do you really feel like walking out on stage somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
that's a good PR move to not really to
Not
stay in
show
the
up.
shadows for like a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of need
We
to
just
like,
a lot of crap with Activision.
yeah, they
What
need
were
to
we talking about? They put out a game this year. They put out Vanguard, which nobody bought. So, which is
Was-
rare for
Oh,
a
was
Call
that an
of Duty
Activision game? Oh,
I mean, yeah. all Call of Duty games are Activision. It just depends on
Yeah.
like what sub
I
studio
bought it.
actually made it.
Did you? Is that
Yeah,
the?
but-
Is that
well, I mean,
the?
you gotta
the hero
understand,
shooter?
like I've been playing Call of Duty ever since like the first Call of Duty that ever came out,
Right.
and I literally have every last single one of their Call of Duties. So for me, I was just like, all right, hey, I'll try it out. I mean, it's okay, and especially due to the fact of the matter that I've always loved like the World War like Call of Duties that they come out with, but it's pretty much like it's just a multiplayer after that, and you kind of just some people don't even touch like the campaign; they just go straight to multiplayer.
Yeah.
Is that the
So,
one that's
Yeah,
kind of like
I was
a
one of those
hero?
people.
Is that the one that's kind of like a hero shooter where you're like shooting zombies and stuff?
Well, yeah, they have a zombies mode in it. Yeah,
I'm not talking about zombies. There's like one coming out that's supposed to be all about like it's like kind of like a hero shooter, more closer to say like Borderlands than Call of Duty. I just don't remember which
Yeah.
franchise it is. I know it's one of the bigger ones, but like a
I
virus
can't
breaks
think
out
of-
and you have to. Its storyline seemed more a cross between like Resident Evil and The Division.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about it's like the last day. No, not the last day. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Google,
But
help me.
I know
For a
it.
moment, I thought you were talking about Back for Blood, but I don't think that's what you're talking about.
No, it's not Back
yeah,
for
Back
Blood.
for Blood. No.
It was based off of one of the titles. It was either Battlefield or Call of Duty.
No. New.
It's not either one of those. I can't think. I can't think what that is.
Which let me just say this: Battlefield, the new Battlefield, I really want to get. I've been
The
seeing
day
a lot
before.
about it. I'm like,
Was it the day before?
It's called The Day Before. Yeah, it looks like you're playing the Division, but it's a zombie game. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So yeah, speaking of Battlefield, we'll talk about this real quick because we're kind of already here. The next Battlefield has been rumored / leaked to be a hero shooter, more akin to Overwatch or Valorant. none of these are my type of game, so my feelings aren't hurt on it, but I kind of feel like that genre is kind of done right now.
I think Battlefield is making some terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Battlefield,
Well,
they're
they're not putting out a complete game for one, so that's already a bad decision.
well, that. I mean, I know you're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it later. Like the new person that they, I think they hired to be like the director. Like he,
I was actually
doesn't know how to fail.
I was actually going to bring that up. Because I didn't realize that we had multiple Battlefield topics. So we'll go ahead and bring up that one off the list. Vince Zampella, who has been one of the lead developers for Call of Duty, Titanfall, and Apex, is now the new boss of Battlefield.
Yeah. Did he come from Respawn, like the old Call of Duty days when they
I think
broke
so.
off, and then they made Titanfall, and then they made Apex. So it's kind of weird that they would hire somebody like that because there's always been Battlefield first-person shooter, then there's been Call of Duty first-person shooter, and now they're bringing the Call of Duty first-person shooter boss over to start managing Battlefield. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll get back to their roots a little bit, but like I was saying, like they're making some bad decisions, like with 2042, like the classes, and they're bringing they have like their operators. Everyone apparently is hating like the choices that they made with that system, and not doing well. The Santa outfit, I get it was kind of cool. He did look pretty badass, but it's also like it's Battlefield. It's not Fortnite. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Keep Battlefield the way that it is. Don't try and convert it into something that it has never been.
Like,
true. I've never seen anything like that.
Like I saw that Santa skin, and that Santa skin was pretty boss.
Yeah, I mean he looked cool. I mean, like I would want to be a fucking badass Santa, but again, I'm not. It's a different game. It's like a different game. Like I see that in Call of Duty. He looked like exactly like a Call of Duty operator.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty.
They have the bunny, and
Call of Duty would do something like that, but I mean, this is Battlefield. Like they try to be like a little bit, a little bit more realistic with what they're trying to do, and though I love to see Santa stacking bodies all day. So I mean,
I'd be.
And if they're moving toward more like having like an Overwatch and Valorant type gameplay, they're gonna lose a lot of their fan base. They're gonna lose just about every single player. I already know a lot of the people that I grew up with that were hardcore Battlefield players. I was hardcore Battlefield too. I was hardcore Call of Duty too. It's just. But yeah, they lost me on 2042. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I stuck it through Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. I was like, it's tough. This is rough. I'll make it. I'll get through.
That's a real shame because I wanted to get the newest Battlefield game until I heard how terrible it was at launch. Because that was one of the few games I was just going to wait and see what it was going to be like at launch, and then I was like, well, glad I waited on that one.
So,
but there were plenty of other games I didn't wait for that I was disappointed on.
The question I have is it a bad game or is it a bad Battlefield?
Both.
Okay.
There's a few things that they'll fix down the line. They're probably already fixing. It was definitely very broken. Did I send you like the thing? Like they obviously re-engineered the game, like a couple months before it came out on launch. So like everyone started suspecting that they engineered like a battle royale specific game, and then all of a sudden they're just like, no, let's not make it battle royale. Let's go ahead and make it what we originally did. But they kept the same platform. They didn't try to re-engineer the game. They just tried to change it. Does that make sense? So everyone's like noticing because like it launched with no audio chat. You can't jump squads, so you're stuck in your squad when you join a game. You can't, make a new squad or, change squad. So that's why people are like, oh, when you join the game, you're in your fire team for the battle royale. At first, like you could only see your medics. And then like it takes a while for other squads, the medics to, pop up and like for them to notice you and for you to notice them. So like that's something that they added in last minute. Did I say they didn't have audio chat? I don't even know if they still have audio chat. Even among your squad, I was like. They launched
even among your squad, you can't even chat.
But they might have fixed it by now. But I remember like the official game launched with no audio chat at all.
Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah,
I was like-
that's kind of like not a good thing for co-op.
Yeah.
And then
All
like
right.
even. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna rant for like another 10 minutes about this. Sorry. Go ahead.
I kind of want to get into this next subject here. I want to get into this next subject because I know there's some fanboys of this next subject, and yeah, no, we're gonna squash some hopes and dreams.
Uh-oh.
So, all right, Sony is going to finally try and compete with Game Pass. They have a new project codenamed Spartacus that will combine PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, and will be tiered. Also, will cost more allegedly. Yeah, no, I don't. This is good. I do believe, especially with the price of PlayStation Plus, that PlayStation Now should be included already anyway. Period.
I was about to say, is that going to be incorporated?
Yeah, they're gonna incorporate
so.
them both together. But as of right now, they're only including PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. They're not
So-
going to include PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 games, except for your free game every month.
So
So
basically what they already have now, but taking away a few things. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, PlayStation Now already has a few. It has a good chunk of PS4 games on it.
does it?
Yeah, it has a good chunk of
Okay.
PS4 games on it, and like some of like their heavy hitters are on there too. Like, Last of Us was on there, Last of Us 2, I think. God of War, Spider-Man. They don't stay up there for very long though. They're up there, and they're up there for like 2 or 3 months, and then they go away. But then they bring them back. So,
It's
and then-
like the McRib.
yeah, they cycle like some of their heavy hitter games. They cycle them very frequently, very quickly. So like they'll be there for a month or two, then they'll be gone, and then they'll come back, and then they'll be gone, and then they'll come back, and then they'll be gone. But like some of the whatever games, they're always there.
I don't know. And they're talking about having a tiered pay system. And knowing Sony, it's going to be, like it'll be like $15 a month. You get the bare minimum. You can play online, and then it'll be like $25 a month. We'll get you, PS Now, and then like $30 a month. Yeah. And then like $30 a
I
month will
see
net
that.
you like
$30 a month. Oh, that's brutal.
They haven't come out and said that yet, but knowing
Yeah.
Sony,
You could definitely see it.
with Sony,
Yeah.
I can see it. I could see Sony
Yeah,
having
I
like a
guess
15, a 20, and a 30.
Hopefully they have more of an Xbox Game Pass structure with it. 10, 15. Basic and ultimate. Please just do something like that. And it kind of makes sense because it seems like they were trying to migrate a lot of their games over to PC.
Yeah.
Now they're definitely having a larger PC push. So maybe they'll have like PS for PC. Ooh, I need to go copyright that before they do. PS for PC. Nice.
So initially, it kind of sounds like Game Pass is still superior than whatever PlayStation's more than likely going to be coming out with.
I mean,
Currently.
at first, like PlayStation Now, like if they were to keep their titles up to date, because they like anytime like they bring a new game to PS Now, like the most recent game is still like several months old. That's where like Game Pass was winning because they were bringing current titles. They were having day one launches on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that was it. And like PlayStation Now is like, oh, we're only just gonna have our old games on it. And so this is where they're kicking themselves in the fucking nuts. And why I think
Well, not only that, PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus are two separate subscriptions.
right, they needed to
Whereas-
combine them for a long time.
Yeah, and Game Pass is one subscription.
Yeah.
You get your Xbox Live and your Game Pass, and Game Pass functions on both PC, console, phone. It works on everything.
Well, depending on your tier, if you have Xbox Game Pass Basic for Xbox, I think you still have to pay for Live.
Okay. No, they combined it.
Did they? I thought.
Yeah, they
I was
combined
looking.
it.
So
I was looking at the prices not too long ago, because I was on Ultimate, but then they only had it for Basic and like an Ultimate, but now they have like 3 different pay. You can have Xbox Game Pass for just PC, Xbox Game Pass for just Xbox, and I don't think it includes Live. Or you can have Ultimate and you can play on both, both
Yeah.
hardware and get live. And that one's 15, the other two are 10. And I was just like, I don't have an Xbox anymore. I still get all the same game. I never had an Xbox, but I get all the same games and all the same features and all the updates, and I don't need live to play. So I went from Ultimate down to the PC Basic.
So the one thing I will say that PS Now has over Xbox is that PS Now has everything from those generations. From PlayStation
Just
1.
about.
Yeah. It has every major title from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Whereas Game Pass does cycle those. But
So
I don't like I'm not big on going back and playing 20-year-old games.
yes, that is exactly it. I mean, I'll do it for the nostalgia, but like, I'm only like putting like 3 or 4 hours before I get bored, or I start remembering the game so well that I there's no point in me playing anymore. I'm like, I remember it so well, so I'm like, it's not
Yeah,
point in going through
nostalgia is great, but it fades quick sometimes.
Yeah.
I think another thing that PS Now has on Xbox Game Pass is the option to stream. Obviously the quality is, not as great, in the gameplay. Like sometimes I've struggled with games to stream them, but I mean, like having that option and not having to wait, well, I'm sorry, like with my internet, like the 5 minutes for a game to download. But, having the option to stream is, it's pretty good. Sorry. All right. And
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Let me get this one last thing in there before we move over. So why I think Sony is so dumb and just like, I guess it's not dumb, but like they're putting their foot in their mouths and they're walking back so hard because like when Xbox Game Pass was taken off, Sony was just like, we'll never have anything like that. We won't be able to, because it won't be able to support big games at launch. We can't do it, It'd be like there'd be too much profit
like
loss,
that.
and they were just talking about like it's not sustainable for large games or like games at launch.
Mic drop.
That's it.
Yeah. Because like them saying, I think like them saying Halo's coming to Game Pass, like skyrocketed Game Pass subscriptions astronomically.
As soon as they're like, all of our exclusives are going to come, to Game Pass day one. Everyone was just like, oh, okay, carry on.
That's
Like-
no deal.
I have. So the few things I've done on my Xbox, 90% of it has been through Game Pass, and Game Pass has already paid for itself for this whole year. Like more than from like the things that I've been able to do, it's paid for itself, like hands down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what you had Back for Blood on there. You have Halo that's on there. You had like a number of like
Forza.
day one, like
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like you have a number of game titles that have been on there since day one, pretty much, and it's been amazing. And especially that transition to be able to like, hey, if you have Game Pass, download it on your Xbox. Oh snap! Well, now I'm transitioning to PC. Oh well, go in there and just if it's available, just download it. If not, just wait a little bit because it will be there for download.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was just supporting Game Pass just because it had Gears of War on there. And then,
Oh yeah, I downloaded every last single one of those.
everything now is bonus for me. I'm just like, all right, carry on.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see, Game Pass Ultimate. If you own an Xbox, it's worth it because it's what it's see, $150, $180 a year. $15 a month is 180, right? 15 times 12.
Yeah.
So
Sure, not doing math right now.
All right, I gotta do the calculator thing, or I'm gonna feel like an idiot.
So, I ask you a question.
Numbers now.
I just want to ask you like a quick question. Are you on a PC and you just whipped out your phone to do calculator stuff?
So, okay, the reason I did that is because if I move off of the Discord, it freezes the whole picture.
Okay.
Because the way Discord's coded, if you minimize all the all the visuals, it freezes it to save memory, and I can't turn that off. And if I do that, my capture software is still recording this picture.
Okay. I
So
will allow it.
yes, I did. Yeah, I've also got the show notes pulled up on my phone too. All
All
right.
right.
That's why I was always texting them to you and not putting them up in Discord. And then, you're all like, hey, why don't we do all these new channels? And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, I guess I'll just reinstall Discord on my phone and actually be smart about this. But yeah, I don't know. I think at first it's going to be rough. I hope they make it worth it. It's going to be rough for them at first. And it's going to be hard to compete with the deal that is Game Pass.
They're probably going to change their price point multiple times, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Probably. Because Sony has a hard time.
All I was gonna say was that Sony, all those fanboys out there, I'm not gonna lie, Xbox is doing a good thing.
Hey man, I'm a
good thing.
Sony fanboy, man. I'm Sony for life. PC's putting that commitment to the test though. PC's putting that commitment to the test. I tell you.
Hey, but that controller though.
That controller though. I mean, yes, until the moment like I booted up Deathloop and I connected a PS5 controller and I'm like, oh, I still have adaptive trigger and the same rumble the haptic feedback. I was like, oof.
Like
that's why PC parts is so scarce.
I'm on my third PlayStation 5 controller, so.
What are you doing? No.
I am
Really?
I have the rage of 1,000 sun burning in me, but even still, like whenever a new console comes out, I still last like 2, maybe 3 years before the first controller goes away. But I tell you, once those gates open, controllers just start going left and right. I mean, like, oh, I broke the seal. Time to destroy every controller I have.
It was about a month ago. I hooked up my old 360. The controller still worked. Hooked up my One. The controller still worked. Hooked up my PS3. The controller still works. PS4, PS5. The controllers just don't last with me. Don't know what it is.
Those Xbox controllers are bricks anyway.
Yeah.
Are you throwing them, or are you just really rough with them?
Neither.
My man got the Incredible Hulk grip on it.
Neither. Man, neither. Like I have been like with the PS5 controller, I'm just like, these things are going to be $70 a pop. I handle them like I'm handling freaking gold, and they just stop working. Like I've done factory resets in them. I get controller drift. Like just the.
Damn.
It's not just physically too. It's just the drivers and the controller just don't want to work for you.
Yeah.
Just the whole gambit.
Yeah. Like for some reason on one of them, like the touchpad just wouldn't stop clicking.
Oh, I think I had that once for like a game, for like a PS5 game. I had that like I think they patched it and updated it, but yeah, like it always thought I was touching the touchpad. I ended up like having to just turn the controller off, but if I turn it right back on, I didn't have to like switch controllers or anything. It worked fine.
No,
I did it with one controller too. I do remember it was a specific controller that did it.
Yeah. I ended up like I did the same thing. Like I took the controller, like reset it. I even took it apart and cleaned it, and it still was doing it. Like, oh. Yeah. So I got myself the old sexy black one.
Nice.
But yeah, all right. Let's see here. Where are we at now? All right, so this one was kind of interesting. So Razer and I'm assuming that's Qualcomm, right? Is that Qualcomm or is it Qualcomm?
Looks like it, yeah.
All right, Qualcomm. So Razer and Qualcomm are partnering for a new handheld gaming device. And they're claiming that it could be akin to a PC or console gaming. I'm assuming they're making this to actually compete with the new Steam handheld.
Steam Deck.
Which got pushed back.
Yeah, which got pushed back.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody who pre-ordered one.
Yeah.
And was promised one in December.
Yeah, I remember they were trying to like sell those pre-orders for like $10,000 too.
Yeah.
It's like.
So it's going to be an Android-based system, but one of their big claims is that they'll be able to run Xbox Cloud Gaming. The handheld currently right now is called the Snapdragon GX3 Gen 1. So
How can they get away?
Hmm?
Sorry, I was going to ask how they can get away with calling it Snapdragon, because there's a lot of phone processors called Snapdragon.
it could be running off of a phone processor.
So that's what I thought when you had first sent it. I thought they were using a phone processor, but it also could be the name of it. I don't know.
It could be using a phone processor because it is an Android-based system.
Yes, because Android does run a lot of Snapdragon. Yep.
Yeah. So, but that being said, what they're claiming,
Little
They're claiming-
far-fetched.
they're claiming it can do 144 FPS at 4K.
I did not believe that. That thing's going to be like, if it drops, it's going to be like fucking $2,000 by itself.
Yeah.
Just the screen alone is going to cost $1,000.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So, okay, sorry. It's 4K is based off of HDR, which is going to be it's going to have a 4K output via HD cable. So the handheld will probably be like 1080 or 1440 itself.
Okay. I kind of understand.
But still, I mean, we're going to go back on this. So everyone keeps claiming that the PS5 and the Series X can do 120 FPS at 4K. They can't. Not for any game that's worth its salt. So
I haven't
what-
seen it. Mm-mm.
So these guys are claiming that they're going to have a handheld more powerful than the PS5 or the Series X.
I got a hard time buying
I
that.
highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. I mean, just this is simple 144 FPS at 4K. Like that in itself is going to be like, you better have some deep pockets.
I think
Yeah.
they're saying like what some monitors and what some TVs are doing. They're like, hey, it can do 4K, or it can do 120.
Yeah.
It won't do both. They don't tell you that it won't do both.
Yeah.
They say it. They
That's-
say it up there all the time. 4K
that's
or
like-
120. So people see it and it's like, oh, 4K 120, awesome.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's what it says in the front of the PS5 box. 4K 120 or, same thing with the Series X, 4K 120. But no, it's 4K or 120. Actually, most games in 4K only are at 30 FPS. Like even with my current monitor, which is a 4K monitor, I have it toned down to 1080 at 60 FPS just for the smoother gameplay.
I'm getting 4K 60 on some games.
I have an old 4K monitor.
Okay.
I have an old 4K monitor, and I'm running through a Elgato HD60.
That'll do it.
Yeah, the Elgato HD, it's the HD60 Plus, not the HD60 Plus S, which is the one that can do 4K pass through.
Right.
So I got to save a couple $100.
Which
and
I'm
go get
kicking
that.
myself for not getting.
I have one, and I don't stream that much anymore.
You got the 4K
was
pass through?
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk.
Okay. I mean,
Uh,
I always tell myself I'm gonna get back into streaming, but then it just doesn't happen. I'm about to have a life change, so maybe I will get back into streaming.
But we'll talk after. We'll definitely talk after.
Let's see here. Yes, I don't know, man. Like, I'm glad that there's going to be competition for the Steam Deck. Maybe they'll have better time actually assembling it and getting it out to people. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But the stats that they're claiming though are a little on the far-fetched side. So
Yeah. I mean that's a high tier gaming rig. Yeah.
I mean,
to be
depends on how
able
big
to
it
do
is.
144, to be able to do 144 at 4K,
That's
Like,
a
even-
$6,000 gaming PC.
easy. There's no way.
I didn't expect $6,000. I mean, it's closer to 4.
Hey, but, you know, yeah, but really, Close to the 4. Even still, that's still high. And for a handheld to be able to be doing some of the stuff that some of these high tier gaming PCs like 4K can do, I highly doubt it's going to be anything less than 800.
Like it'll be the Gucci of gaming handhelds, basically.
I mean, I still stand by it. I think like if they drop it with the stats that they're saying, it's going to be at least $2,000.
Easy. Which I don't know a lot of people that'll drop $2,000 on anything for gaming outside of PCs.
On a handheld.
I was about to say if it's like if it's a 30 series though.
Like a part of me is like, I really want to, upgrade my PC, and I've got this whole pile of crypto that needs selling. Maybe. Or, maybe it'll go off again and I'll retire. All right, so gosh, okay. So Netflix has got a new show coming. They're going to be bringing something else to live action. And
didn't they do enough?
They're going to be doing Megaman. A live action Megaman.
I don't even want to imagine that.
No.
Like I just
It's
like
Mega Man's great, but why? Just why?
if they do it, yeah, they're born. If they do it, what was that movie that came out? The Battle Angel, was it Akira? The Battle
Alita.
Angel. Alita, the
yeah.
Battle Angel.
That was good.
If they do it like that,
Yeah.
and where like she's like she's mostly CGI or whatever. If they do Mega Man where he's mostly CGI in a live action world, they might be able to get it done. But if he's just like there, like with the cannon, and they're trying to make it too realistic, no, that's not gonna work.
The thing about Alita Battle Angel, that wasn't actually like based on any sort of game or TV show or anything like that, was it? It was just its own thing.
It was a manga.
What was it?
It was a manga.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't familiar with that. So
well, I'm still waiting for the sequel. I'm waiting
for the sequel too.
That was.
I feel like
I'd like to see that.
It was really good. I feel like they could have done a little bit better with the plot. They could have had like her go like, I don't know, off a little bit more. They protected her too much throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like even when like she was in like the robot battles, it was just like,
yeah,
I could have been a little bit more extreme.
Yeah.
Well, commenting on what you said though, if they do the show, or was it going to be a show or a movie? They say.
All it says is that they're going to.
I don't think it really matters either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters either way what it's going to be. I mean, it'll have the same quality, I'm sure, regardless, whatever they decide to put into it. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. If they did it kind of like a Little Battle Angel in that sense of, what TC's talking about, I mean, it could be good. It could. I mean, that's a big if.
Yeah. And so outside of The Witcher, Netflix has not really been impressing me at all. I'm getting ready to when they finally drop the season 2 of Witcher, I'm gonna be there for it. But if they keep ruining Yennefer, I'm done with Netflix. Period.
Yennefer had some redemption, towards the end of the series.
It's
her.
So okay, the problem with Yennefer in the show for me is they showed too much of her past. A lot of her past in the books was supposed to be a mystery. You weren't supposed to know that. You were supposed to get hints about it and come to your own conclusion about what happened in the past.
Mm.
And then they just spelled it out in the show. And they kind of forced her to be either a or the main character of the show when she's in 20% of the book and maybe 20% of the games.
Fair.
And they forced her to the front. So
I feel like with a lot of these shows and movies that they try to adapt, I feel like they the purpose of the people writing them. Possibly they want to try and fill in these extra gaps that the game supposedly did not fill in. Now, obviously, these things are for a reason, but I feel like in the process of them trying to do something different, do something new, I think they forget about that stuff. I think they forget that they're actually ruining the original art of it by giving you these extra things that nobody asked for.
Yeah. And so far, Wheel of Time's holding up. Just along that same lines, but that's Amazon. We're still talking about Netflix. But like, I don't know. I
just realized I might be in the same boat as you, man. I'm like trying to think, like, yeah, I haven't watched too much Netflix original content in a long time.
Like 90% of everything I watch these days is either on HBO Max, Hulu, or Disney Plus because I have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Now, I would have shut off Disney Plus a year ago if not for having a 4-year-old.
If it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
But for me, like, especially the one big thing is that Disney Plus has like all the Marvel movies. That's probably like the one main thing that I'm kind of like, yeah, that's going to be a definite keep, because there have been a number of times where I'm always like, I kind of really want to go back through and watch all of them. And I don't feel like scouring the internet. I don't feel like scouring the internet to try and find it, or having to go back through and search through all my DVDs and stuff for it. I'm like, I'll just throw up on Disney Plus.
I actually have one DVD book that is specifically for comic book movies. So I just got to pull that book out, flip to the movie I want, and stick it in the Xbox. So
I'm not going to say how I get through mine. Not going to say how I get through mine.
We didn't have room on the shelf anymore, so we consolidated, especially since we have so many streaming services, and a lot of times the streaming services are, have their resolution scaled up for modern televisions. So, because that's one of the downfalls of it, because like Iron Man came out 20 years ago.
Oh,
So,
that's a long time. I don't know.
It wasn't 20. It was like 12.
Though.
I'll give you 12. I'll give you 12.
I think it was like 12. But yeah, so like Iron Man came out like something like 12, 15 years ago. Okay. And, when it came out, like we were still buying DVDs. Not everybody had a Blu-ray player. And then, the PS3 came out, and it was cheaper than most Blu-ray players, and it was a Blu-ray player.
No, the PS2, wasn't it? No,
no, 2 couldn't do it.
It was the 3. It was the PS3. I was talking about this with them last night, because we were talking about, like I just remember seeing a meme like not too long ago. This guy was just like, "Can we not have like another digital media, please? Because I had I had all my movies on VHS, then I had them on DVD, and then there was HD DVD, and then there was Blu-ray." He's like, "I'm tired of changing all my movie collection over." I was like, one, no one said you had to do that. Two, it must be nice to have all that fucking money, all the movies you have, and you just change the media every single time.
I got that real quick. Yeah,
then PlayStation come out with Blu-ray, and then Xbox came out HD whatever, and that was a huge tank. I'm also like, just come out with another system and just put Blu-ray in it.
Yeah, so Sony had the PS3, but Sony was making Blu-ray players, but they're selling the Blu-ray players for like like $1,000 a pop.
Yeah,
and they came out with the PS3,
which
was like it was $600 max.
Yeah,
so they're like losing money on that, because you're also getting a console too.
Well, the only reason Xbox didn't go Blu-ray that first gen was because Sony owned the rights to Blu-ray.
Right.
Sony was the developer behind it. And so they had the patent, they had everything. So, and Microsoft's like, I ain't paying you nothing for that. And came back and kicked themselves in the dick for it.
Yeah. I remember like for the Xbox 360, like you had to buy the USB external like HD DVD player thing and plug it in so you could watch movies again. I was like,
I saw that and I was just like, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying another attachment for my Xbox just to watch that. I was like, no. So I completely bypassed. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Or you had to buy the Wi-Fi attachment too.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna lie. Xbox was lacking in the beginning.
They
Not
were,
gonna lie.
they were always
they were
lacking.
lacking.
Come on, man.
They were absolutely lacking.
This
in
is
the
like one of the leading PC manufacturers or like software manufacturers of all time, and they had all the hardware at their disposal, but somehow
Oh yeah.
so
the console was just
no, like
console's
the
just-
360 was a banger of a console. All right,
it was not bad. of a
Unless you
console.
got Red
It was
Ring of
good.
Death.
I never
Unless
got-
you got Red Ring of Death.
I never got it.
I got it
Oh, you-
3 different times. I
I
got it
do.
3 different times.
Sorry.
And I get like the first one that I got it on, I was like, all right, I sent it back because they were covering it. They gave you that extra warranty for it. So I sent it in, got it back. I was like, all right, so we're good. Went through, happened again. I was like, all right, I sent that one back. I bought another one. The new one that I bought, got it as well. I was like, all right, I'm done. Done.
No, I never got the red ring. I actually still have, and it still works, the original white Xbox 360 arcade version with like the 200 meg.
Hard
I was
drive.
like- Yeah.
So tiny.
So that's an update right there.
Oh, but back then games
What's
still
up?
ran off the
Yeah,
CD.
like it was all disc bound.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Like you'll go and open like the drawer under it, and it's like just full of 360 games, and then like all of my current like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 library is all digital. Like
Mhm.
that little bit right there is all I have for PlayStation 4 and 5.
Can relate.
All right, so we're gonna get close to wrapping up here. Oh, I didn't want to let you guys know I finally played Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Eh.
Oh.
You're like, no, that's-
Oh man.
Okay, so okay,
And they announced Into the Spider-Verse part, or the Into the Spider-Verse sequel part 1 today, man. Man, you hurt my feelings, man. I'm gonna fight you.
no, okay, so I really like Miles Morales, the character. But the story of the PS4 game or PS5 game, the story in it is just a sad copy of the original Spider-Man game. Like it's the exact same story. The only difference is instead of it being his teacher, it's his friend.
I would have said love interest, but
Yeah, like there was definitely some
understandable.
chemistry there in the beginning. But
yeah.
like exact same story.
fair.
They both of them were trying to they were doing the wrong things for the right reasons.
Mhm.
They all want to take down the big bad, the big guy who is in power. And the credit reveal was kind of cool. How they had Lizard and the Goblin showing up. So that was kind of cool. The other problem I have with Miles Morales' Spider-Man is he's too OP. He's overpowered as hell.
This is accurate.
Like I said, like I love Miles Morales the character, like him as Spider-Man. I love him as like Spider-Man. But damn, he is OP as hell.
Because he
Like-
can go invisible and he's got the Venom strike and
Yeah, like
He does seemingly have almost everything you would want in any situation.
he is literally like he is the embodiment of a 10-year-old who goes, okay, I have Spider-Man's powers, Electro's powers, and I can go invisible.
Pretty fair
like-
point.
Get out of
Like
get out of the
nobody,
situation.
but it was fun. It was fun. I had a blast doing it. I probably won't 100% it like I did, or I need to go back and I'm gonna go finish 100%. What the hell they do to Peter Parker? Oh my god!
you're mad.
I remember when they originally did that, I kind of forgot about it until you sent that text asking what happened. I was like, oh man.
Like I
Yeah,
remember,
completely fucked it out.
like I remember reading about it. I remember we even talked about it on the show briefly, and I completely forgot about it, and then like I started playing, and I'm just like, oh, what is that? Oh God.
I don't think he doesn't look bad. I mean, obviously he looks different, but I mean,
Okay.
it didn't bother
He
me.
didn't look
The
the way
part
you
that bothered
remember.
me though is his head was too small. They made him look more
Now?
like, yeah, they made him look more like Tom Holland, but they shrunk his head so it didn't fit on his body without a Spider-Man
Mm.
mask.
So
So it
did
was.
they did they make him look more like the voice actor or less like? I think they made him look more like the voice actor.
I don't know about that. I mean, it was
I feel like
definitely the
that's what they
same
were
voice
doing.
actor. It was definitely the same voice actor, but
I definitely, I think I remember like the original character model. Like maybe people were just making jokes, or maybe that's like what they actually did. It looked like they took all 3 live action Spider-Man and merged their faces
I can see
into
that.
one,
I can see
and then
that.
that's how they had the original character model.
I can see that. Like, but still enjoy it. It's just like I got so used to that. Like I have like, like 80 hours with that Peter Parker. And then I come over and it's like, ooh, you look like a Tom Holland abomination. All right.
Yeah, fair.
But I don't know, I had fun with it. I just yeah, I don't know, man. Like I like what they did with the Prowler. That was really good. The overall story was good. It was a good story. It just I literally went into it after playing Spider-Man. Like I beat Spider-Man again just to have like a full rundown of how it worked. And the other part that bothered me is they changed like 2 buttons. Like 2 buttons did different things in Miles Morales than it did in the original Spider-Man, so it kept throwing me off because I just
I think so. What were those buttons?
oh,
I
like,
know when you're web swinging, and like to do like tricks, like air tricks.
the
Those
air
are
tricks, they
different.
changed that, and the L1. I don't remember what L1 did in the. Oh yeah, no, it was L1 to change your attack type for your webs, and then but
Was that
they
R1?
in Miles Morales it's hold R1 because it's R1 to shoot your webs, but it's hold R1 to change your web type.
It's like that it was like that in the original.
In the original, it was L1. They moved L1 to the Venom Strike in Miles Morales.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I played it.
I was just playing the first Spider-Man game. I was just playing it.
I have to go back, but see, I don't have the PS5 upgraded edition, so I don't know if they changed anything in that.
Maybe that's why, because I am playing the PS5 edition.
So,
but
I just
but
couldn't bring myself to. I couldn't bring myself to buy it again.
They might have left it the same because the air tricks are still the same as in the original one. It's still square and triangle and not circle triangle, which is harder.
They also added the D-pad in Miles. You can do tricks with the D-pad.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? Oh, so for Miles Morales, you didn't buy like the $10 more version and get the remastered version for free?
No, because I got the disc version with my PlayStation.
Oh, that's lame. That's a ripoff. Why would they not just give you the deluxe version?
I don't know. But I already owned the original Spider-Man for the PS4, so I just downloaded it. So it had some upgrades for the PS5, but like nothing of the sort that they advertised. So, and it is what it is. But all right.
Trying to get my Sony account back. PlayStation, because there was a brief moment where I didn't have a PlayStation. A brief moment.
You saw the light, huh? You saw the light, and you're like, "Oh, this tastes good."
I keep, I've been a PlayStation fanboy since PlayStation 1, and man, every new console hurts me. Like,
how so? It gets you right in the feels, right there.
Like the PS3 was it was a dumpster fire. Like,
Oh, it was tough.
like
Yeah.
I'm glad I was like, I hopped on the Xbox bandwagon on, I was a 360 boy while, the PS3 was going on.
The main thing about the PS3 is that they decided to have it come out a year later.
Mm.
Yeah, they did do that, didn't they?
But- Yeah, it came out a year later. So man, I'm sitting there with my PS2, and I'm watching like all my high school friends. Well, actually, most of my high school friends, they were still Sony, and they were the same boat as me. But like other kids in high school, they're sitting there with their 360s for an entire year. I was like, fuck. It's like, damn it.
Could have bought a
Then when I got
360 saved up and got a 3.
Yeah, but then when I got a PS3, man, I was the champ. I was like, yeah.
So the other thing that I didn't like about the 3, I didn't like the UI that much. And the controllers all felt cheap.
The controllers do feel cheap. I touch them now. Like I still turn on the PS3 every now and again, and I'm just like, damn, these things. I'm gonna look at it too hard, and it's gonna break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like a unanimous feeling across the board.
Yeah. But I mean, they were affordable though. They were like $40 for a brand new one, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Like, but there was no major exclusives out that came out on the 3. Nothing that, you had the third God of War maybe?
You
Yeah,
still had
like
God of
the-
War. You had all the Uncharted's. You still had
Yeah,
okay,
The
the
Last
Uncharted.
of Us.
See,
What are you
I
talking
didn't- I
about?
never-
Most of the hot fire franchise right now started on PS3.
Okay, so like I didn't play any of the Uncharted till I got 4. Till I got the PS4. So
I think that's why they re-released them, because they knew that nobody else played it either. Because nobody had a PS3.
Not
But,
fair. I still think the PS3, like, the PS3 is the worst selling Sony console,
Yeah.
but I think it still beats the highest selling Xbox console.
don't think that anymore. I think
so.
I think Series X is the highest selling Xbox console.
No, it's the highest selling Xbox console, but the number of units moved.
I think it beat some of the places. We'll have to look at it.
The Series X, there's no way they haven't even made that many. The PS3, they still sold like 100 million.
Mhm.
I'll see in like 2 seconds.
I don't know. It's just, yeah. But that, and then the Xbox One came out, and that was a horrible fire.
Found it. Let's see. The Xbox 360, 85 million. And then the PS3 still sold 88 million. Beat it by 3 million. Just barely. And
Alright.
this is a little old. This doesn't have the Series X and the PlayStation 5 on there. But yeah, the Xbox 360 is the highest selling Xbox console at 85. Even the Xbox One only sold 41 million.
I can see that.
This also might be like a little out of date, but not by much.
Yeah. And it is what it is. But
Wait.
this generation, the thing I think is about this generation of consoles that's really hurting me the most is that PlayStation fanboys are getting damn near violent. Like,
They are.
Mhm.
A lot of them are getting butthurt. I mean, it's real, man. I'm hardcore Sony, but they are getting super butthurt every time like a new game's getting ported over to PC. It's just
yeah,
unleash the rage. I'm like, calm
Like-
down, dude.
like
It's also a good step.
if I mention that Gamepass is superior to PlayStation Now, because it is hands down. Like, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Like, if Sony comes out with something equivalent, I'm there. But
Agreed.
it's just better. Like, I want to play new games. I don't want to play 30-year-old games. So, like, I played those games 30 years ago or 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I want to play new things, or I want to play my 5 games for 5 years. Yeah, it's just. But yeah, you say that to a PlayStation fanboy, and like, good God, there's been a couple of people that will sit there and try and have an argument with me for hours. I'd be like, you win. I just don't have the energy anymore. You win by attrition, It's like I can't. I can only spit so many facts at you, but all right. Yeah. Like, it used to be the other way around. Like around Xbox 360, Xbox One. Like the Xbox boys were pretty into it, and like the PlayStation guys were like, we play everything, and now it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm. It's just because PCs, just PC's always taken over, but PC's just taking over even more. Everyone's, a lot of the, the consoles, the manufacturers of the consoles are just realizing, we're losing out on a large market of gamers by not, appealing to PC players when it comes to the exclusives.
Regardless of how you look at it, this current gen of consoles is a really good deal. It is a mid-tier gaming PC for $500.
Yep. The PS5, its performance was way better than I was assuming it was going to be.
Yeah. Like, both of them have been super stable for their UIs and their OSs. Like, everything has been hands down solid this go around. Like, I have both systems and I don't regret either purchase. The only thing I regret is the PlayStation controller. Like, there are cool features about the PlayStation controller, but I'm on my third one and I handle the things like,
I'm still trying to figure out how you've gone through that many controllers. Like, I've had what?
Yeah, 1 year.
I mean, you should like. Okay, let me put it to you. Let me just show you this, right? And every last single one of them work.
You're just gonna show the collection, man. They're just
every last single one of them work. Every last thing, 360, it still work.
Yeah.
Like, I just pulled out a file, just like 5.6 right now. Every last single one of them work.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, every controller I have is still pristine, but only because I'm one of those people that, like, as soon as I chuck it a little bit and I pick it up and it's got that little bit of rattle in it, I'm like, well, finish it off. Good luck, buddy.
Like, I handle the PlayStation 5 controllers like I'm handling a newborn, and
well, I feel bad for your children.
She's a tough girl. She's a tough girl.
It's good. Maybe that's why you gotta train them tough.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Daddy, why does it hurt when you hug? But no, it's yeah. Anyway, let's wrap this up. All right. Thank you for everybody coming out and watching. Hope you had a good time. We'll catch you next week, 5 p.m.